there have been questions about Cliff's offense, and some of them were coming before the season. A lot of folks were like, dude, it doesn't go downfield much. There's no motion. They don't move the receivers around. It's kind of interesting. Dan Quinn this week was asked about McLaurin's lack of productivity. Terry McLaurin has 39 receiving yards through 2 games, right? And what's more absurd is the YPC is at 4.9. His career is about 14. Like,
Jaden Daniels and Brian Robinson both average more rushing yards per attempt than Terry does catch. That ain't pretty.
That's not good. That is not good. And so you wonder offensively, like, they don't move it around. DQ was like, yeah, we got to move him around into some different spots. And it's like, well, your OC doesn't really do that. It got Bengals cornerback Cam Taylor-Britt. I think that's the kid that made the outrageous one.
It is the kid. That was wild.
Wild. Whether he wanted to or not, he kind of insulted Cliff Kingsbury and his offense. Cliff responded. Let's hear that.
They don't make him do a lot, so they keep it really simple for him. Nice college offense. Kingsbury, the OC, so I love to move guys around here and there, but just keep it real simple for him. I heard his pass percentage is very high, but he's only throwing short routes. Some intermediate stuff, quick throws.
Yeah, he's entitled to his opinion. I like the competitive spirit, the effort, the mental toughness. The first game to go down, score in the 2-minute drill when the game is decided, but everybody's in there and still playing hard and execute at a high level. When I've seen other offenses just shut it down, I thought that was really impressive of that group. And then last week to have that many opportunities and have a bunch of penalties, squander those opportunities, and still find a way at the end and not get frustrated and go down and do what you had to do to win the game. That's going to go a long way as far as the mental toughness and the approach this offense takes. But we have to just clean up, the details, I think, is the biggest thing. I think we're playing really hard. We're making some plays here and there, but just consistently executing at a high level, we haven't shown that yet.
Good for Cliff to not go down, punch down or whatever that term is. I don't know how good this offense is. I do know they're running the heck out of the football and they're controlling time of possession, and that is another path to winning games. I know that the analytics guys don't really like Cliff's offense. There's a lack of passing yardage piling up across the league. It's not independent to this. But I definitely feel like Jaden Daniels is a big play vertical quarterback, and it's not happening so far for whatever reason.
You said that it was kind of an insult. That was an insult.
It was an insult.
And hopefully it shook the hornet's nest a little bit and gets Cliff moving and gets those guys getting downfield a little bit more. You got to see that. But I think there's a real opportunity with Brian Robinson.
There have been some looks that Jaden just hasn't.
They just haven't been able to get to it, whether protection breakdowns or connecting on the pass. But they do have a chance in the run game. The Bengals have been quite bad against the run. They've given up the most yards in between the tackles in the NFL this season, averaging 85 a game. B-Rob went for a buck 30 last week. There's a real opportunity for them to move it. And I think when we talk about all the red zone issues that they had last week, I think getting B-Rob, getting to 2nd and 6, getting to 3rd and 3 is going to be important. And obviously, they got to wipe out all of those pre-snap penalties.
The pre-snap penalties are killers. I also think, kind of to your point, that they're trying to keep Jaden in good down and distance.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to keep everything manageable. I think they're not trying to throw too much on his plate at once. I did find it interesting, though, and not to go back to it, that DQ said, let's move McLaurin around some. I'm curious if they actually do it. I think as long as they're winning games and the offense is highly functional, then what if Terry's productivity dips? That's a byproduct of the offense looking different. That's okay, right?
Yeah.
Last year, Terry's productivity dipped and the offense wasn't functional.
You just got to keep the offense functional, exactly.
Right. Like if you're moving the ball and getting first downs, and they put up over 400 yards of offense.
Right. That's what's so hard about all this is that you want to complain about some of these things, but they did put up 400+ yards.
I also think the Cincy defense is better than the Giants.
Absolutely,
defense.
it is.
I was pretty surprised how well they were able to run on the Giants. I do like the Commanders' O-line, but you need explosive plays.
You need to start moving the ball downfield. You got to stretch it both ways, and you got to be able to score in the red zone.
You got to be able to score in the red zone, and the Commanders understand that.